Mind Processing by Venerable Rung Ruang Papas Saro, Dr. Rung Ruang Lim Chupatipa. During an investigation on several mind conditions, we can realize that there is a specific cause and effect of the arising mental phenomenon. For examples, after a stimulus making contact with six sense bases, a series of rises a feeling. And after the feeling, the mind will be struggling with craving. This pattern of a series of mental conditions is called mind processing. While a signal is processing through various clusters of neurons, each specific neuron will release specific types of neurotransmitters, causing a set of mental phenomena happening inside the central nervous system. A series of arising mental phenomena reflects a pattern of mind processing happening inside the mind. Without sophisticated scientific equipment we have nowadays like fMRI to observe the mind and its functions, the Buddha made use of mindfulness to be aware of a set of arising states of mind to study the mind processing, and realize that a certain state of mind causes an effect on other state of mind in a series of mind processing. It should be noted here that although scientists may discover and study on the mind in details, but without practice to get real experiences, still they cannot abandon unwholesome thoughts, not even to mention about the destruction of the finest defilement of the dysfunction of mind processing. In Buddhism, after learning the truths, then we have to perform the Buddhist practice to make an end of suffering in life. In Buddhism, the mind originally, before engaging with any stimulus from the world to start a mind processing, it is pure and clear. That is, the mind is in neutral state sort of emptiness, but later it is contaminated by dirt from the dysfunction of mind processing, making the mind to be unwholesome. This supported by the discovery in neuroscience that each time after the releasing of neurotransmitters at synaptic transmission, all released neurotransmitters will be cleansed, before starting a new batch of transmission. The mind processing is considered as a series of states of mind occurring within a specific brain pathway of mind processing in accordance with how the mind will respond to the object of consciousness. In fact, the mind processing is just a natural process complied to the law of cause and effect in nature. Typically, the mind processing starts when interfacing with stimulus from the world at the six sense bases, except when sleeping, as the mind will retrieve information from memory to activate the mind processing in dreaming. The Buddha explained that the dysfunction of mind processing when encountering with the world at the six sense bases can be compared like the burning of the mind processing as follows.
The interfacing of life in the world begins with six sense bases, that is, an external sensing object, visible object, sound, odor, taste, tangible object, and mind object from the world contacting with internal sensing bases, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, respectively. The contact activates the consciousness in each particular sensing channel, sensing a signal to the mind. Once the mind contacts, receives, an object of consciousness, signal from internal sensing base, then a feeling arises such as craving, clinging. All the interfacing processing is burning. The eye is burning, forms are burning, eye consciousness is burning, eye contact is burning, and whatever feeling arises with eye contact as a condition, whether pleasant or painful or neither painful nor pleasant, these too are burning. Burning with the fire of lust, with the fire of hatred, with the fire of delusion, burning with birth, aging, and death, with sorrow, lamentation, pain, dejection, and despair. The ear is burning. The mind is burning, and then extending to all other sense bases. Seeing this, the instructed noble disciple becomes disenchanted with the eye, with form, with eye consciousness, with eye contact, including all other sense bases, with whatever feeling arises. Becoming disenchanted, the disciple becomes dispassionate. Through the dispassion, the disciple is liberated. When liberated, there comes the knowledge that it is liberated. He understands, destroyed is birth, what had to be done has been done. There is no more coming back to any state of being. Without directly knowing and fully understanding all, without developing dispassion toward it and abandoning it, one is incapable of destroying suffering. Without directly knowing and fully understanding the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, without developing dispassion toward it and abandoning it, one is incapable of destroying suffering. Without directly knowing and fully understanding forms, eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, mind consciousness, eye contact, ear contact, nose contact, tongue contact, body contact, mind contact, and whatever feeling arises with eye contact. As condition, without developing dispassion toward it and abandoning it, one is incapable of destroying suffering.
A schematic of mind processing empirically starting from receiving stimulus from the world at the 6 sense bases, then processing the mind at the central nervous system, and then responding with action to the world. The mind processing starts from receiving stimulus from the world till responding by taking action to the world. It is synchronous with a stream of consciousness in the rhythm of thalamic oscillation at 40 Hz. The description of mind processing at the 6 sense bases in terms of signal processing can be exemplified by the anatomy of empathy from the study on human connectome. The empathy is the ability to vicariously experience and to understand the effect on other people. The mind processing of the empathy pathway exemplifies how stimulus from the world is processing through 6 sense bases into the various parts of central nervous system. In this circumstance, information from the world enters into a mind as a mind processing in a following part of the brain as follows. 1. Viscerally reacting to others' physical pain at somatosensory cortex. 2. Mirroring people's actions and emotions at inferior parietal lobe. 3. Reading the eye expressions and movements of others at superior temporal sulcus. 4. Imagining thoughts of others at temporoparietal junction. 5. Comprehending the intentions of others at inferior frontal gyrus. 6. Registering facial emotion at frontal operculum. 7. Recognizing emotion, pain, and self-awareness at anterior insula. 8. Recognizing pain at middle cingulate cortex. 9. Comparing one's perspective with others at medial prefrontal cortex. 10. Understanding social cues and physical pain at orbitofrontal cortex. While a signal is processing along a certain pathway passing to various cluster of neurons, a specific batch of certain neurotransmitters is released, causing a certain state of mind happening inside the mind. What a person will respond to an object of consciousness is reflected by a series of released neurotransmitters.